Hello, OG. Oh, hello, grass. Oh, it looks so much better. It looks so much better. Oh, Dusty did it.
Risky reel!
Got him. Glide.
Hot props
are
was
fun.
broken.
Hit that. Hey.
It was not gold. What? That was not gold.
Well, June of this year is starting out strong because we got 2 super seasons in one day. While Battle Royale has entered its 3rd real season of Chapter 6, us over here in the Fortnite OG corner have entered the 4th season of Chapter 1. You know, the one where everything actually starts to get good. However, does this mean that the mode itself is starting to get good as well? I mean, I hope so. And judging by the amount of support that the last video got, I'm sure that you guys hope so too. Just as a brief little rundown in case you missed it, Fortnite OG kinda got really buggy by Season 3 and very inconsistent. Ali Jax made a thread on it, and I made a video on said thread, and it got a good amount of attention. And I also just want to clarify this in a video too, because a lot of people missed the pinned comment. I was not complaining about the tiny little details, I was just pointing them out because they were wrong, and I guess it would be weird if I didn't point them out if I wanted to put everything in one video. Now that we're in Season 4, did they fix any of that? Well, with all the knowledge that I have and everything that I've played, I think it's safe to say that we're finally getting back on track. Now put your hands in the air, get up out your chairs, because I want to see everybody here get up for Season 4. Oh, and of course, as usual, you know, code Chugga Chugga in the item shop, no spaces. Hashtag epic partner. Just your friendly reminder for the video. I can't make a video without mentioning that. Okay, moving on. So we're in Season 4, but what does that mean? What's changed? Well, we all knew what was going to change, season-wise. Well, for starters, Dusty Depot is gone and replaced by the superior version. The superior version, yes, Dusty Divot. Also, Risky Reels is here now. I always thought it was kind of funny how it just appeared on the map and immediately got destroyed, but it is here. We also got some of the smaller locations. There was a meteor that struck that one building and tilted, and we all know what happens with that one building. And there's also the villain base and the hero lair. They also added a new thing to this map for the first time. They added a little Easter egg for that one ninja clip. Yeah, that one. The thermal scoped assault rifle is back. I was never the biggest fan of this thing until they reworked it in Chapter 3, but it's a good weapon to have, I feel like. Only thermal thing in the game currently, so worth pointing out. Surprisingly, they only brought back one other weapon, and it's not even technically a whole new weapon. It's just the epic and legendary version of the burst assault rifle. So that's back now too. They did get the icon wrong. Let's not worry about that though. That's for later. Basically everything you can think of from Season 4 is either coming back or is back. They even got that one ice cream truck with like the bajillion health, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, interesting enough, there's only a few weapons at launch this time. Looks like they're putting all the weight of the season launch on the map changes itself, which honestly, I think that's good, because this time the weapons get to be spread out throughout the season, and we won't get the random content update with the entire rest of the weapons just in one update. My theory is that they did that because of the Star Wars season. Also, with all the additions and stuff, Season 4 just kind of feels better. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the fact that Dusty Depot is... No. Maybe it's the fact that Dusty Divot is here and people are landing in the middle of the map a lot more, and Risky Reels, so there's actually a reason to go to the top right corner of the map. But it just feels like I'm finding people at a better pace than I was in Season 3. It also feels like there's more people lasting longer throughout the match. Here's some footage of a game that I actually played earlier today. Look at that circle, and look at how many people are in it. That's not that bad. It also just feels better because of a few fixes that they did, but we're gonna save that for a few minutes later. Okay, I actually want to take a second really quickly to talk about the OG pass. I don't know if this is gonna sound different or not. This is actually recorded on a completely different day because guess who forgot the first time? Anyways, I think this might be one of the best OG passes we've had so far, but I do have a few problems with it. First off, Omega. He looks really cool. I love Omega, and I love this design for Omega, but it is a bit of a shame that there's no black style, unfortunately. Second, Technique. I have no complaint for Technique, honestly. I think that she's also really good. I love her second style too. Nice glow-in-the-dark vibe. And finally, the Visitor. I personally love the Visitor because I actually never had the original Visitor, so now that I get the Visitor in my locker, I think that that's bonus points. I also like how the story is canon, and this is our same Visitor, and he remembers everything, essentially reliving everything in Fortnite OG. Unfortunately though, some of his cosmetics are reskins, a decent amount of them too. Other than that, I like the pass. I love the pass. Possibly my favorite pass. Anyways, back to past me, back to the video. Well, now that we know what was changed, what's expected to change? Well, there's actually a lot. First off, let's get the big one right out the way that everyone was anticipating. The rocket launch! The rocket event is coming back in July, and it has an official name now. It's called Blast Off. However, that's not the only event that's coming back. They're also running back the mini events. So like, you know, the ones where there were things rifting away, that's gonna happen again. So that's pretty exciting. Just like an actual Season 4, we're gonna be getting some regular map updates again. Dusty's gonna start growing trees. They actually showed this off a bit early on accident. The crater spots are gonna be filled up. The usual. I believe we're getting another OG LTM pretty soon also, which should be high explosives if I remember correctly. Good to see that they're doing this whole OG LTM thing for the seasons now. So can we get Getaway in Season 5? I mean, it'd be cool. There is another thing that's expected to come out, and it's a very exciting thing. Casual mode. Apparently, there is a new casual mode for Fortnite OG being worked on where it will be 88 bots minimum and 12 real players. Now, what does this mean? Well, I'm pretty sure you could already figure it out. This means that there's a very good chance that they're going to be taking bots out of the main game. That's exciting. That is super exciting. The by far biggest issue I see people have with Fortnite OG is the fact that there's just bots everywhere. Day 1 felt great for a lot of people because all the wins felt earned. Every fight was exciting, you didn't know what was going to happen next, and you weren't spending minutes upon minutes looking for an AI, and this is probably one of the best things they could have done for this mode, and I'm really excited. If they don't end up doing all real players all the time, at the very least, I hope it's like how they had 50v50, which, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that was a test run. Again, for those that don't know, the way that 50v50 OG worked last season was that it was all real players and only used bots to fill in empty spaces if there weren't enough players for a match. I think that that's a great compromise. If that's how it's going to be in OG, then that's how it's going to be. I love that. So that's exciting to see that one of the biggest problems people have with OG is getting fixed. But what else is getting fixed? Well, I somehow managed to talk about this in every single video about Fortnite OG that I have made so far. So much that people think I have some crazy obsession over it and that the game sucks if this isn't correct. Yes, it's the grass. I'm talking about the grass. For those that missed it, blah blah blah, Fortnite OG messed up in Season 2 and they put in Chapter 5 grass instead of Chapter 1 grass. That lasted throughout the entirety of Season 2 and throughout the entirety of Season 3, but has been fixed now. This was the first thing I mentioned in the last video, and it looks like they did exactly what I said that they should do. Just use the reload grass. That grass works perfectly fine with the modern system, it's compatible, and it's exactly what they did in Season OG, which is where the grass originated from. Technically it should be called Season OG grass because it was there before it was in reload. But yeah, we've got reload grass now. The only differences between reload grass and the original Chapter 1 grass is that, first off, it still takes the color of whatever's underneath it, although it looks 10 times better because the grass is actually multicolored, so it kind of has like a gradient to it. Looks so much better than before. And second off, it's actually shorter. AliJax knows everything for some reason, and so he pointed out the fact that the reason why the reload/Season OG grass is shorter than the Chapter 1 grass is because when Nanite is enabled, it would have been too tall. It looks kind of funny. They didn't mow the lawn. Anyways, I'm not going to make you guys go crazy by talking about the grass anymore because it's fixed and it looks so good. The graphics in general just look 10 times better and more accurate now that the grass is fixed. That's not the only graphics stuff that was fixed, by the way. They fixed some more graphics stuff recently too. I think the main thing that I want to point out is the mountain tint. The left side of the Chapter 1 map is supposed to have a darker tint on the mountains than the right side. And they fixed it! So now those tall mountains by Tilted and Pleasant and Greasy and everywhere over there are the right color. They're dark gray. As well as that, the mountain near Salty, the really tall one that I like to call Treasure Mountain, that has had its color fixed too, because they broke it last season and made it dark. And now it's light. The mountain by the villain base looks a little bit lighter than it should, but hey, we're getting there. Moving on from graphic stuff, they brought back the tactical SMG after it was in the workshop for forever, and it feels so good. Just the sound, the damage, the fire rate. Something else that feels good is they finally got rid of the gray pump. Did they fix the stats of the green and blue pump? No. Kinda. We'll get there. Speaking of stats, some of the stats for weapons were actually updated to the Season 4 versions. They also fixed some more stats ever since the season launch, which is also pretty exciting. One of the easiest things to notice about Season 4 is that the pump shotgun doesn't have a 2.5 times headshot multiplier anymore, so one pumping is officially gone. Kinda. Again, we'll get to that. They fixed chests. During an update last season, they broke the glowing effect that came out of it. Not only is the glowing effect back, but it's actually the correct one now, so it's from Chapter 1 instead of Chapter 4. Still don't know how that was messed up to begin with. Very interesting. But it's correct now. which is awesome. Another thing they fixed is the weapon sound effects. Mostly. The weapons are on their V2 sound effects now. That's at least what I like to call it. The scar firing sound has changed, although they did forget to change the pullout sound. They also fixed the pump's pullout sound effect, so now it's the one from mid-chapter 1. Oh yeah, hi, it's me from the future again. They broke this, by the way. Now there's no equip sound. Oops. Also, remote explosives are like busted right now. They fixed the structure damage, so it does like a bajillion structure damage, but they didn't fix the normal damage, so it still does 100 instead of 70. How it managed to do 100 damage in the first place, I don't know. But it's really funny. There are a few things that are broken, unfortunately, but I feel like the amount of things that were broken this time is not nearly as bad as before. A couple of things that I noticed while playing and decided to put down in my notes to share here right now is the burst pullout sound. It's the one for epic and legendary now instead of gray, green, and blue. Probably broke when they put in the purple and gold versions of the weapon, but it's okay. The pump damage is still too high. It's still pulling from Season OG, which also technically pulls from like, what, Chapter 2, Season 6? Also, the tactical shotgun's damage is still shifted by a rarity. Although, I guess technically that isn't as bad because, I mean, the right damage numbers are there, it's just on the wrong... Okay. Going back to the pump, what I said I was going to talk about before is they kind of put a band-aid on it. The Season 4 pump shotgun, and they're using the stats from the end of Season 4. The Season 4 pump shotgun is not supposed to 200 pump. However, because of the damage stats that the pump shotgun is pulling from, it was able to 200 pump, because a blue pump could do 100. Now, when they were fixing some other weapon stats, they did kind of fix this. Now, of course, logically, if a weapon can't 1 pump because its base damage is too high, the correct thing to do would be to lower the damage of the pump to match how it was in Season 4. Then the stats would be perfectly fine. So what did they do? Well, of course, they did the only logical thing that they could have done. They made the headshot cap 199 damage. There are still a lot of stats that should be fixed eventually. Some of them are more important than the others. Something I always think of is the AR's accuracy and the burst's recoil, because that bothers me a lot. Why does it go up so far? Why does it act like I'm shooting 2 shots? I'm not. There is a lot of stuff that still could be fixed, so I'm not going to mention it in this video or else this thing would be way too long. So instead, boom, here's a thread. This thread was made by Forsaken Locks, Alleyjacks, and Hollow, where they go through in detail pretty much every single stat that's incorrect in Fortnite OG, and how to fix it. It includes some behind-the-scenes fancy game stuff. This was made mostly for the devs of Fortnite OG to eventually hopefully see and then take notes on, so I'm going to mention it here too, because, yeah, it's important. If any of the Fortnite OG game devs happen to see this video for some reason, I recommend taking a look at this thread. It's really good. It has basically everything in it according to weapon stats, even some tiny details. Link is in the description in case you guys want to go look at it. Fortnite OG Season 4 just feels really good to play, and like I said, we really are at that good point in Chapter 1 where things start ramping up a bit. If Season 4 feels this good, then Season 5 is going to feel great, and so will everything after. I'm really excited to get there. If you guys haven't played Fortnite OG in a while, I recommend giving it a shot, because it's honestly like really fun. I will be doing the same. I'm going to be playing this a lot, and until then, I'll see you guys next time where I talk about Fortnite on the Switch too, because it's very interesting. Wait, hold on. If they fix the grass, what am I supposed to end the video off to be funny with? Oh, wait. I got it. So epic.